Hello. Something new. Oh, Unreal Engine. Cool. Can you guess what it is? There it is. Hellblade. Cancel. Oh, it's some kind of recording thing. Autosave. Okay. The image below is barely visible. To me, that would be barely visible. Ooh, it's moving. Yeah, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. I kind of wanted to play this game for a long time. Never got to it. It's kind of an interesting background. It's like old-timey, like Vikings and stuff and whatnot, and some tribal stuff. I don't know, and also mental illness is a theme of the game. So this is a blind let's play. I have seen like a tiny small fraction of a let's play, but that was already years ago, I guess, when the game came out. So I don't remember too much. So I will consider this as a blind let's play. This is an impressive close-up, by the way. Like, you can really see the reflection in her eyes. Yeah, I'm not going to make this video terribly long, so I'm trying to make it around 20 minutes, because I did make a test recording, and you never know with the audio how it turns out until you do a real recording. So yeah, let's not make it too long. So if I mess up, I can still kind of improve the situation a bit, hopefully. Also, yeah, I kind of need a break from my other let's plays. Some of the games have been hard to run, actually. Just one is like a super old retro game, and the other one, there I also had like a ton of sound problems. But it was also because I wasn't super familiar with OBS back then. But still, there's some messed audio within the Witcher 2 Let's Play. So, and yeah, some other stuff that I will continue for sure. But at the moment, I kind of want to start this. So let's do it. This is like a runic symbol, right? Kind of reminds me of Bow, King in Yellow. If you know that reference. Lovecraftian stuff. This is blue though. Hellblade, a blade from hell. And Senua is the name of the woman that we saw there. And she's going to sacrifice something, I guess. Or someone. Herself?
Hello. Who are you?
This is very quiet.
Doesn't matter.
No, it's kind of louder.
Welcome. You're safe with me. I'll be right here, nice and close, so I can speak without alerting the others. Let me tell you about Senua. Her story has already come to an end, but now...
So that's a narrator.
It begins anew.
It's an infinite loop.
It's breathing. It's breathing. He knows she's getting closer. He can feel her coming closer. She's getting closer. They're watching. They're watching. They're watching.
This This is a journey deep into darkness. There will
That
be
wall
no more
paint.
stories after this one.
Alright, this is not an infinite loop
Why is she
then.
doing this?
That wall point really accentuates her eyes.
Doing this for him.
Alright?
Just to rescue him.
Like, there's some fear and confusion in her eyes. And they look very big, very wide open eyes.
Oh, how rude of me. I never told you of the others.
Wow, mental health advisor.
You hear them too, right?
The first thing we see
They've been around ever since the tragedy.
in the credits.
That's not quite true. Some are old, some are new, but they've changed.
Okay, can move the
I
camera a
think the
tiny bit.
darkness changed them, just like it changed her.
Look around
see
me.
Over there. Why isn't she looking? Why aren't you looking? He's in hell high.
Look,
Hell,
up ahead. You see it too?
You promised you gave
Yes. It is real after all. She's finally arrived in the land of mist and fog.
this is Nordic.
Place the Northmen call hell.
Yes, indeed. That's what I was about to say.
Turn back. Go back. Go back.
Nordic lore.
Go back. It's not safe.
Can we go back? No. Can't do anything. Interesting to see so many credits at the start of a game. It's a bit unusual as well, but I don't mind it. It's a kind of nice introduction.
Look
And
around and you will see them.
then we can see something.
Drowned, the sick.
The hair of a monster or the fur.
Here they lie, rotting
people.
in the fields and rivers of hell.
The rivers of hell.
Dead don't always lie still here. This is not a place of rest.
I can't do this. Go back. Go back. They're going to do that to you. Can you see them? Can you see them? They're going to do that to you.
It's interesting that the narrator is also female. And the voices apparently as well.
Stop. Can you feel them watching? They're watching her.
So those voices might be somewhat in her head as well.
Into the darkness. Go back. Can you feel it?
But there's also the moaning of the dead.
She's afraid. Wouldn't you be?
Which are male
You'd think she
voices.
would get used to it by now after so many years.
Traveling to hell?
Darkness.
Never get used to that.
It just builds onto itself, growing stronger, towering over her. You might try and ignore it, turn away. But it's always there, just out of sight, where you're most vulnerable. It's like it knows that just enough light is all you need to see its suffocating power.
Can also use the cursor arrows, cursor keys, arrow keys,
They can feel you.
performed by Melina Jurgens.
You might think she's brave to go on this journey on her own. But it isn't bravery that drives her. Bravery only means something to those afraid of death. Senua's fear runs far, far deeper.
In fact, the arrow keys let me look around even further than just using the mouse, which is kind of weird. These guys are impaled. That's some sort of punishment, right? And a sign for others to
What is she looking at?
not follow them,
Leaving behind.
whatever they did.
I know what too late to get into the boat and go back. No one will judge her.
Blue eyes, blue war
No one
paint,
will ever know.
blue jewelry.
Oh, she heard us. There's no going back.
You can't do it.
Senua pushes away a world that conspired to cause so much suffering. There's nothing to go back to, and worse to look forward to. Why don't you join us? Maybe you too have a part to play in this story.
I never get the fur-flesh combination. I mean, either it's cold and you need fur, or it's warm and you can go like half naked, you know? I mean, this is not half naked, of course, but still. It shows some skin. So this is more like a fashion statement, I guess. I kind of do like the dirt on her, though. The character is well made, and like the dreadlocks and all that stuff. Kind of interesting, cool looking. Yeah, so these guys are hanging from the ceiling, and these guys are impaled for everybody to see as a warning. Question is, were they alive? Did they die through the impalement? That they're naked kinda implies that. Because otherwise you have to take off the clothes. Are they hanging there? No. I don't know, man. Some of them still have clothes. That impalement, it's like almost through the butt, right? Or through the stomach. That's a painful death, I guess. These guys were still alive. Yeah, and by the way, I like taking my time going through a game. Not always and not at all points, but if I see something. I'm a slow
To take a closer look to see.
and lazy guy.
She needs to focus now.
She needs to use her eyes.
Runes, yeah, those are the Nordic runes. Not sure I can read that, I don't think so. I used to understand them a tiny bit, I guess. It's not that hard to translate. But don't remember that. Long time ago.
Do not forget my stories, Senua. Because your darkness comes from hell, and your fate lies there. They say the burning of a corpse will take you straight to Hela's gate, but gods and the living will follow this path. You must leave the Isles of Orkney across the eastern sea and find a road that leads north and down through deep, dark valleys. After 9 nights of riding, you will follow a great river and will find a bridge covered in gold. The path to Helheim goes from there, across the river of knives that flows from the dark world of Niflheim.
Niflheim. I've heard this name before. Wasn't that the Dark Elf? Where the Dark Elves live? Like there was a light and a dark version of the Elven lands. But in Nordic mythology, I think the Dark Elves are not exactly what you think. They're not necessarily super evil. Not sure anymore. I guess we'll find out. Some palisades? Is that what they're called? Yeah, by the way, I'm not a native speaker. I'm German. So, this looked like some kind of defense, right? Someone built a defense here. Can we jump over this log? Can I jump in general? It's getting dark suddenly. Q, E. E does kind of zoom in. And it's kind of like a Witcher sense or something. Shift is running. Yeah, I expected that. Space doesn't do anything. Control is not sneaking. And Alt doesn't do anything at the moment. It only gets darker if we go there. So, left, right mouse click. I guess we'll find out soon enough. This is still a tutorial phase, I suppose. Wait a minute, it's not dark anymore. This is some kind of a swamp. This is uncanny. Spooky. I need to run. Let's do that then. The darkness is coming. Silent Hill. Maybe running is the wrong thing, sir. So maybe we should face off here and die. That's the wind that's making that ghastly noise.
Not this time.
Oh, it's not a monster. It's a structure.
The land of mist and fog. The old fool was right.
Kind of like a dragon.
What was it he said? The river of knives across which lies the halls of hell.
The horse.
The place they call Helheim.
The horse of hell.
He's lost. He's lost.
What's that? Is that a skull? Shaped like a ball. Bit too round for a skull, isn't it? Well, maybe it is a skull. She has an injury on her right arm, on her shoulder.
There's no doubt about it. The source of the darkness is in Helheim. And the goddess Hela holds his soul there.
His soul.
Her dear beloved. Dillian.
Alright. So, we need to rescue our beloved. Oh, wait a minute, we have a sword. But I can't. She doesn't react to left or right mouse click. Guess we'll use it soon enough.
What is she doing? Why is she doing this? Why doesn't she turn back? She's doing this for him. She wants to rescue him.
Those voices are a bit nagging, right? It's like, why are you doing this? Stop criticizing me. Like constant
She
nagging.
needs to save his soul. She wants his soul to be at peace. She needs to lay him to rest.
I guess there you go.
He's already
Mental
dead, so
illness.
She can save him. There's nothing she can do. She thinks she's going to save him.
Yeah, that's like
She'll never make it.
self-criticism, right? Reflection. By criticizing your action and your decisions constantly, like in a negative flow and feedback loop. It's kind of like that. Good metaphor for depression. Like wading through a swamp. This feels very
Where you are?
desolate,
Where are we?
lonely, and abandoned.
The bridge to Helheim. I forget its name. She forgets too. But she does remember that only the dead may cross it.
Alright.
That part wasn't so easy to forget. The old fool said there was a hidden path up to it.
Where's the entrance? This?
Shall
Oh, this. Do we need to get to the horsey? I guess we need to go up here. It's on our side. This doesn't seem impossible to cross. Look at all those spikes. This is almost like a trap. So if you fall down from there, you land on one of the spikes. I wonder what happens if I try to swim. Oh, invisible wall. Good to know. So we're not supposed to go there. So this is not made by a AAA publisher, but it's still looks very impressive, very realistic. I very much like this. So the controls are a bit heavy. They're not like super. The character itself, the movement feels like yeah, not super fluid. Doesn't have to be bad necessarily, but there's a certain weight to her movement, right? Okay, so I can only activate or do something here with E.
The world of men they call Midgard. Sky gods dwell in Asgard. The gods of earth, harvest, wind, and sea dwell in Vanaheim. The good elves dwell in Alfheim. The evil ones dwell in Svartalfheim.
Oh, that's it.
The mountain giants dwell in Jotunheim. The fire giants dwell in Muspelheim. Niflheim is the world of ice and darkness. Only the dead dwell in Helheim. And that is where you must travel.
Alright. End of message, I guess. Thanks, helpful runes. That are also glowing. The stone. I mean, the runes, there are runes written on the stone, but there's also some picture of some sorts, right? What do they do? Is this like the autosave didn't come up there, so I think I'll go to the next autosave and then I'll make a quick break and check how the video turned out. She has to climb. How does she do that? I have no idea. The tutorial isn't telling me. Left mouse going towards the ladder, shift E. E? Nope. It's just a zoom in of some sort. Shift. Control. Alt. She needs to climb. Maybe I don't. Is the ladder functional? I think it is. It's not missing a step. So she should climb. Somehow. Oh, F.
That's the way.
Down, down. And that's the way, so that's two conflicting messages. Double bind. That's a psychological term, right? If you give a person conflicting input, like say I love you and then I don't know, hit him in the face. And then he's like, oh god, and what of those two things was real now?
Just drop down.
And you go, well, I just hit you because I love you so much. Don't you understand?
Do you know where you are? Where are we?
Alright.
Why did she do that? She shouldn't have done it.
She can't go back now. No, this is it. The hidden path.
That's her voice now. Yeah, you really cannot go back. So it's not that high. Look, if you take a few of those stones, put them here, step on them, and I think you can lift yourself up there. I think we're good. But that's not how games work, right? Oh, this looks ominous. Devilish. Welcome to hell.
He's going to hurt you.
It's dangerous.
Don't kill me. I'm not one of them. Don't listen.
And the dark eyes look even more
I'm just
expressive.
hiding. I find I live longer that way. Don't listen. I'll never let the bastards catch me again. Never! Wait. Who are you? It's just a memory.
Druth? Is that you?
From my tales of the Northmen, they call me Druth. A liar.
He's lost.
An old fool. Truth is my truth.
It's good to see you again.
Her
You kept your
headband,
vow.
Guide you.
some sort of an animal.
I will tell you my stories of hell, if I may walk with you.
Nice, so we're
Stories again, old
having
friend. I'm
hallucinations.
listening.
The runes seal the gates to hell. Focus your inner eye, and you too will see what's
Okay.
hidden in plain sight.
I guess that's E.
Use your eyes.
Yeah, alright, come down. Yeah, that's... Yeah, I can focus, but I want to leave. Senua, so that's us. Yeah, what kind of animal do you have on your head? Is that your spirit guiding animal? Kind of hard to see when you turn your head away all the time. I'm leaving hell. Fuck that. Don't think we can see that. It's only for a short period of time. It's a wolf. It's kind of like a witcher wolf. That amulet, right? I think it is a wolf. And that's the typical Nordic tribal stuff, right? Anyway, let's see how the video turned out. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.